Hello, my Facebook.
This is my grandpa.
This is my grandpa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
This is my granddaughter. Okay, say bye-bye, Facebook.
Bye-bye, Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. Sorry, you might call that a pattern interrupt, whatever it is, but that was my granddaughter because she's been busting to introduce me to my Facebook Lives. Today, we're talking about think like a marketer and sell like a superstar. Think like a marketer and sell like a superstar. Why have I picked that topic? Because there are so many people who are confused. They don't know really what they want, okay? Some do, but a lot don't. Many people have simply given up because they can't find someone to solve their problem or someone they can trust and believe in to solve their problem. And nearly everybody, including me and you, don't like to be sold to. So that leaves a bit of a problem when it comes to you with your business trying to sell whatever you've got, because you could be dealing with confused, skeptical people who really don't really know what their problems are, and if they did, they're not sure they should deal with you anyway. And for some of them, they're probably giving up and say, oh, what's the point? It's not that bad a problem, I'll just put up with it, right? So to succeed today as a small business and into the future, you're going to need to have a lot of hats on, okay? You need to be a leader. You need to be the person who's the go-to person in your niche. You need to have some sort of authority. You need to be a trusted advisor. You need to be a market researcher. And above all that, you need to be sales savvy, right? That's a hell of a mouthful, right? The thing is, how do you do all that? Well, I'm going to share some thoughts with you about right now. My name is Peter Beckett. I'm the village marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village with my granddaughter up near the Cambodian border. Let me stop and say a quick hello to Barbara Moss. Thank you for joining me. Lisa from Canada. Thank you, Pamela. Ilya, good to see you. Hyacinth, thank you very much indeed. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the time you're sharing with me. And I know, in particular for the Canadians like Lisa, it's Canada Day, so there's celebrations taking place. So thank you for sharing a little bit of time with me. All right. So how in the heck, as a small business operator, it doesn't matter what you offer, whether you provide coaching services, okay, like I'll give you a free plug here, Lisa, right? Lisa Anna Palmer provides unbelievable coaching services when it comes to leadership, right? How is she, as an operator, going to be able to provide those services when she's got to have so many hats on, right? Leadership, the go-to person, an authority and a trusted advisor, a market researcher, and a salesperson. Not easy, right? Not easy. So what do you need to do? It's not that difficult, really, to be quite frank. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing a video, right? One, you need to stalk before you talk. Stalk before you talk, okay? I love these little words, right? In other words, you need to do, this is your market research bit, right? You need to put your market research hat on. Key issue, your market research hat. And what do I mean by that? You need to go and identify who your potential hot prospects are, right? Who are they? And I'm talking about hot prospects. What I don't want you to do is try and talk to every man and his dog. That is crazy, stupid waste of time, and it kills you and your confidence and your self-esteem, etc. So what you need to do, you need to have a set of minimum standards that you are prepared to share your time with somebody. And thank you for all the likes and loves. I really appreciate it. So I must be saying something right, okay? So thank you, Ilya, thank you. So therefore, if you're not sure what your minimum requirements are, hang in there, because at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you access to something if you want it. It'll help you how to qualify people that you want to talk to, so you can actually streamline the people you're going to talk to, and it'll give you even the questions to use. How about that, right? Even the questions to use to help you qualify or disqualify your potential prospects, all right? So that's the first step, with your market research hat on. The second bit of market research is you need to use Google, right? Now, instead of going into, once you've qualified your prospects and you know who they are, right? And I'm not going to take you through what words to say. I've done that in other videos. What you need to do is this: be prepared. And your preparation has got to be by using Google and any other research you can find, okay? Even the local town library if you want to, okay? Although they may not be up to date. But no disrespect to libraries, but that's a problem in books, right? The problem is you need to do some research in the marketplace of your potential clients. Find out what are the latest market trends. What are the latest and greatest of whatever it is, the new developments, the new technical requirements, or whatever it may be. Find out what will be of potential interest to the people you've just identified as qualified prospects to talk to. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you're going to talk to them about. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you're going to position yourself as having a reputation, as an authority, as an expert, and a go-to person. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to position you in such a way that people will be more than willing to hear what you have to say. And you are halfway there in terms of some of the hats I just showed you about needing to wear, okay? So it's going to take time, and some people don't like to take time. If you're not prepared to take time, then it's not going to work. I appreciate that. But I'm talking to you if you want to put a superstar hat on, okay? If you want to put a superstar hat on, then you need to be prepared to go the extra mile. You need to be prepared to go the extra level of value and surprise your prospects. And you also need to go to the extra level in terms of preparation. And maybe you should think of like doing a webinar or a podcast or doing a speaking engagement or a series of speaking, even if it's with your local Rotary Club, it doesn't matter. You need to get outside your comfort zone. You need to be able to share the research you've just done with a whole group of people that may be of interest to them, not just your qualified prospects. All right? This is important. This is how you can start to position yourself as the go-to person. All right? Now, interesting thing here. When you identify what the latest and greatest market breakthrough things are, what you need to do then, and this is where you've got to be very careful, you then need to be able to put it in a way that your prospect and or your audience, if it's a webinar, okay, can understand it. Do not fill it full of terminology and industry jargon. Do it in very simple English. That is so important. Do not try to impress people with your knowledge of the technical aspects of your field, because you will lose them and I'll think you're just a damn show off, right? Or whatever the words are in your culture. So don't do that, okay? If you want your reputation to be there, simplicity is the key. Simplicity and clarity. If you can achieve that, then your reputation is going to go through the roof. It truly will be, okay? Fine. Now, next bit. Now I've talked about the marketing aspects and your reputation and your authority and the go-to person, etc., right? Now I want to talk to you as a salesperson. And I want to share something with you that if you've done any sales training, you will disagree with me absolutely completely when I tell you this, all right? As a salesperson, I don't want you to convince anybody. And I can tell you right now, every training program you go to, anyone you listen to, will tell you that's what your job is. Your job is to convince people, okay, with the evidence, with your personality, with your empathy, with your understanding, with whatever else, with the way you dress, whatever, with your knowledge, to convince them. I'm saying no. Okay? What right do I have to say that? Well, I've had 36 years in sales and I'm still here, right? And it's working for me. So I'm sharing this with you. What I want you to do is to use stories and case studies to help the person understand and personalize whatever their pain point, challenge, and problem is. Get them to relate it to them, okay? And then what you do is then guide them, you lead them, you encourage them, you advise them, and you have the prospective customer convince themselves that your solution is the best offer. This is key, that they make the decision. Now, please understand this. This is so important for you. You need to understand the buying process of people, okay? This is basically what it is. First, they realize they've got a need, okay? Now, some people don't even get to that stage, okay? But if you're talking to people who don't even know they've got a need, then you're doing it pretty tough. You should be looking for people who know they've got a need and they're trying to solve it, okay? Rather than to convince them, that word again, right? Rather than to convince them that they've got something they don't think they've got, right? So if your prospects realize they've got a need and they've already gathered some information about it, right? They've done some research for it and they gather all that. And that's probably where they've got the first levels of confusion, right, coming in, because they've got so much done information. Then they identify the alternatives. They've already done this research probably as well. So they know what options there are out there. Okay, they know the options out there, but they haven't made a decision yet because they're really not sure what to do with all this information, as I told you before, right? And even when they compare all the evidence, they think, oh, which one? Which one should I take? Now, if it's a small decision in terms of dollars, they can make the decision, obviously. But if it's a major decision, then that's where you come in. That's where your value comes in. That's where your simplicity of explanation, that's where your simplicity of clarity comes in. That's where your value comes in. That's where your trusted advisor and authority status comes in. And you help them understand what's best for them, and then they make the decision. Can you see this now? This is the power of truly professional sales. And it's something that very few people really get their head around, okay? If you do this, you will be so proud of what you do, and you will build so many good relationships, and the people you do will be delighted to refer you to other people as well. So you've already started your business on a bonus, right? I mean, I should be charging you for this information. Okay. Anyway, that's my point to you. As a salesperson, you allow, enable, and encourage the prospect to come to their own decision in their own purchasing thing, because then they will take action based on the help and guidance that you have given them, and they'll do it willingly, and they'll do it with a relief, saying, oh, thank goodness, Ilya, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't have done it without you. Okay, that's what it's all about. Now, another thing, listen like a boss. Listen like a boss. Okay, this is so important too. If you don't listen like a boss, you won't be able to do what I just shared with you. Second last, you need to understand what your unique selling proposition is. This is not out of order. I've left it towards the end on purpose because I don't want you to tell them what your unique selling proposition is. You won't have to. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you do what I just told you, they will see that already. They will notice that already. They will respect that and appreciate that already. You have already differentiated yourself, right? So there's no need to tell them. You've just proved it to them in the way that you've just dealt with them. Does that make sense? And finally, make sure more than anything else, in order to help the prospect to make a decision, like I mentioned to you a minute ago, you make sure you give control of that decision to the prospect or to a customer if you're doing something with an existing customer and client. Give the control of the decision to them. And all you need to say to help them make that decision is say one sentence, okay? You don't have to say any more than simply say, okay, are you happy with that? Where do we go from here? Or what would you like to do next? That's it. That darn simple. No pressure, no pushing. It's your call, Mr. Prospect. What would you like to do next? Okay. Can you see now how there's no stress involved? Can you see now why these people will value you and come back to you and refer to you in the future? Because you have done them a huge favor of listening to them, understanding them, and maybe for the first time in their life, they've built trust in someone they thought was initially a salesperson. How about that, right? Okay, now, call to action time. Two things. One, if you'd like more stuff like this, right, come and join my Facebook group, Your Next Level, okay? You'll find it in Facebook, Your Next Level, okay? We do all sorts of stuff like this, okay? Not just sales, but attraction, marketing, etc. And secondly, as I promised to you before, I didn't forget, right? If you want some help in how to qualify your potential clients, your prospects, I have a free PDF, and it's called Disqualifying Your Prospects. disqualifying your prospects. I put the emphasis on the disqualifying because you want to get rid of the people you don't want, okay, as quickly as you can. So you've got the hardcore left of the people who are your best opportunities to deal with, okay? By the way, let me share something with you just in finishing. I do this every day. I disqualify people and I qualify them. And I do it because I'm a sales coach, right? But I do it in two ways. First of all, I shortlist people who really attract me because of their mindset, because of their attitude, because of their approach to business, because of their ethics, etc. And it's something, because I like to associate with people who are doing the right thing. Whether they become a client of mine in the future, it's got nothing to do with this decision. It's the fact I need to associate and be with people who are doing great things, okay? Remember the idea of being, you're as good as the people around you, okay? That's one. I like to associate with those sort of people. That's part of my prospecting every day, not for business, but for my own benefit of growing myself, okay? Secondly, I also prospect from a business perspective in terms of identifying people who need help, and then I disqualify or qualify them according to their commitment to themselves. Are they prepared to invest time, money, and effort into themselves? If they are not prepared to do that, then I can't help them, and neither can you. That's as simple as it is. So that's telling you a bit of home truth here, but no, I might as well share with you. That's what you see is what you get, what's and all. All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable time with me. I hope you got some value. If you did, please leave me a like and leave me a comment and share the video if you think someone could get some value from this. That would be awesome, okay? And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Barbara, Lisa, Ilya, Hyacinth, good to see you. And everyone, thank you very much. Ali, good to see you. Oh, too many people. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. I appreciate it, okay? Talk to you in the very near future. Best wishes. Take care. Bye for now.